One more time.
What are we gonna say, bro? Let's plan something.
For what? It's been working just like. Hi. Welcome back to Civic Rivalry.
You know what it is, Civic Rivalry back again.
Dude, how was your week? Okay, wait. This is a question I want to ask you. Sorry, I know. I always get into them, Tolo.
I feel like you've always got these burning things that you always want to talk about.
What is the one thing in the week that made you the happiest?
Yeah.
Or it just brought you some joy. It doesn't have to be
Just gave me something.
Yeah, it just gave you something to smile about.
I really felt good with. So there's this thing that I do now with like ice baths, like 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I felt really great this week because it was really cold and it brought me joy because I really felt like, yeah, they accomplished something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I really felt like, we pause. I got December, don't I am? Come on. You know what I mean? Like,
that's good.
Yeah.
But didn't it make you feel that way last week?
This week was, I don't know, for some reason it was different.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think last week also I was a short week because I went home.
Yes,
so I didn't do the full.
Yeah.
I didn't do the full week, and then of course I told you. That's why we didn't.
You said you were thinking about it.
Understand?
What does that mean, sir? Tell us more.
It means that as a man I can make decisions. And I just need to tell you, but I'm just thinking about it, like, why do you need to be involved in my decision making?
Oh, so as a woman I can't?
Yeah, you can, Galuk.
So I can say I do mfazi for nini?
I mean, up to you. That sounds weird, but okay, we'll take it, I guess.
So do you don't and how do you don't?
You can't get funny. What do you mean?
This is talk.
Yeah, understand? Too much. It's too much.
Okay, before I answer, this morning I was like, yo, uzuko, okay, siti rilokeleng. And I'm like, no, man, ripulakeng, isiplake. That's what they say.
No.
That's what they say. What does lokeleng mean?
I don't know. I'm not Tswana, bro.
They say ripulakeng, like siplakeni.
Wow.
Right? Anyway.
What? Okay, I've always heard it to be relocaling.
No, bro, ripulakeng.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have a question for me?
No, you answer the same question. I get it.
Okay, so...
Yo, now I shouldn't speak any Tswana. You answer the same question, Nanditi. Because now I'm scared to say the wrong thing.
No, bro, you're learning, bro.
Yeah.
Even though that's not a Tswana word. But yeah, it's such a simple thing, but it brought me so much joy.
Okay.
And you called me in the week and you were asking me about... What do they put in an airfryer? I was like, yes, who else would you call? Oh, your sister. I was like, okay. It made me so happy and I was like, oh, my week is made, bro. It's such a simple thing, but I don't know what heartstrings it touched.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. It's the simple things also a lot of the time. I mean,
dope.
There's other things that happened, but I think a lot of the time we base, thinking back about the happiness thing that we were talking about the last time, we base them on these big things.
Yeah.
Like, you fumene tender. Or
not a tender.
Yeah. We're like, that made my week. But weeks and weeks go by, ungayifumenanga tender, but there's other things that bring you a really light, feeling in your heart.
Yeah.
And that was one of them for me. So when I got off the phone call with you, I was like, oh man, we should actually just kind of each week just keep stock of what sparked you this week.
Okay, facts.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah. Also, just to foster an attitude of gratitude, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. And gratitude kind of makes you look forward to, it makes you pay attention to the things that are happening in your life.
Yes,
it makes
exactly.
it gives you such a positive outlook and in turn you'll find ukuthi izinto zakho zihambe kahle. You know what I mean? Just because of the way that you view the world
Because
from
you're
a
keeping stock.
perspective
of gratitude.
Yeah. And now that you mentioned it, actually, so backstory, guys. I bought an air fryer, and it was long overdue, I guess.
Yeah. Especially because of how you eat, you know.
Yes.
I think you'd be like the first person in line to buy an air
Right.
fryer.
So finally made the decision, got one on special,
Of
obviously.
course. Yeah, you can't vote.
And then I was there just about to use it, and I was just like, hey, Titi, what can I put in here? What can't I put in here?
Yeah.
No. And then, I called deputy parent, you know what I mean? And then she sorted me out, But also it's been so exciting, like the excited, because the one I bought has got like this little window.
That you can see inside. Oh, that's so cute.
Here's me in the day in the air fryer for 25 minutes while it's doing the
Watching
chicken.
it cook.
It makes me feel like such a kid.
That's so cute.
But now I want to put everything in there. Now I'm just like, popcorn, man, motherfucker, up in the span. Like, what would work? What wouldn't work? So
I've never.
it's a very
thought about
exciting
that,
time for me.
But I definitely want to try. You try it first. Let us know how it goes.
No,
Also, you can Google that.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Like popcorn.
Yeah, but thank you for being there for me.
Oh man, such a pleasure.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I know stuff.
Correct. And she also taught me that in Nanzika, you guys use those papers because no air fryer.
That's one of the reasons.
So guys, in air fryer, I can't imagine.
But also, I think sometimes abanye abantu want to catch like lamafuta and mhlambi, pour it over the chicken because things come out
It's
with
meant to ukupa
It's
amafuta.
not meant to kupa amafuta. No. It's meant to not add more than already exists
Okay.
in the thing.
Okay.
So you're not pouring sunflower oil to sausage and now amafuta ayo.
Okay. Interesting. So that's deserve air fryer actually growing up, eh?
Why?
Because at Kwama we didn't have a microwave.
We never had a microwave.
Because of his rays galogas cause diseases.
Is that the reason why we didn't have one?
I think so. I'd like to think so.
But we did have a warmer in Avenue, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean also
It
like
also took forever.
yeah, exactly. So because I was talking to mom about it and I was like, say mom, dithenge air fryer what mom was like, hey, I kayisebenzise mntana up until she find out about zinoni health risks.
Because that's what always happens. Something new comes out 10 years later. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
it exacerbates your cancer cells. It was supposed to be healthy.
So I can just enjoy to hell and back
Exactly.
for now.
Because there's some scientific studies going to happen. So it's
Yeah,
Father's
absolutely.
Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
Father's Day. Or
I
happy
know.
belated Father's Day.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you guys are going to see this later. But it's Father's Day today in TV world.
yes, absolutely.
So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Happy Father's Day to Mr Z Ndima.
Hey.
Father to sibling rivalry.
Absolutely. Father of a nation.
Father of a nation.
Actually, we're not paying it forward, this fathering thing, but happy Father's Day also to all the present mothers.
Why would you say that? See, this is what I wanted to say. Then I was like, it's nonsense. And every time I hear it, I'm like, you're... Okay. Whatever, man. Okay.
Who hurt you, bro?
The internet hurt me.
Okay.
I'm hurt by the internet.
Okay, we'll get into that shortly. But I think absolutely from my side as well, happy Father's Day to Zugo Senior. So I posted on my WhatsApp story.
I just saw that.
I
was
posted
like,
on WhatsApp story that when we were on holiday, unfortunately you couldn't make it because you were working.
Yeah.
So we did kind of like our first family vacation. It was myself, dad, and Kutaza,
sister.
our big sister. Yeah, so and there we decided, I was just like to timer, hey timer. No man, I feel like you look more like me than I look like you. Actually,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
we moved on that motion.
Yeah.
All those in favor raised their hands, and then Dad was officially dubbed
So
Zugosinia.
it was 2 against 1, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, Ukutaza would agree with
But-
you.
yeah, for her, it's the funniest thing on this planet for her. And the time was always like, yeah, get away, Nina, but you know, he falls in line. And
He does. He's such an easy father also.
no, absolutely.
I mean, you don't have like an experience of another father growing up. Like you only experience your own
Yeah.
father if your
Yeah.
father's there.
Yeah.
But then when you get older, you kind of are more conscious of like what role fathers play
Yeah.
in kids' lives. You have more conversations with people who don't have fathers, with
Yeah.
people who have absent fathers, people who know their fathers but like don't have relationships
Yeah,
with them
correct.
or whatever. And you realize that you had it really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for me, that's one thing that definitely sticks out is that, I know it's cliche, but I'm always just like, where's Beth father, Mchan?
Right?
I completely rocked it. Completely rocked it because I always think about, but would I have turned out different
If you had a different dad.
if I had a different dad? I've thought about it from another perspective to be
Yeah.
like, would I have turned out different if I had another name? But I mean, that's not what we're talking about right now. And I genuinely think I would have, but I think about, would I have turned out different if Dandinenye time or time Yamenge present? And I always get to the same answer, but I probably would have been so much more different.
No, definitely. Oh, definitely. Because the role of a father is so important in the child's life. I mean,
Yeah.
I think as important as a mom, because of how much influence they have on you, especially as a boy child.
Yeah.
Then you will turn out differently depending on what that situation is. There's
I
no
guess.
doubt about it.
I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think even though, I suppose growing up in a nuclear family like ours, I feel like and we're also like a girl and a man. So I always feel like it's put like it's a mommy's boy and daddy's girl. For some odd reason, which
It's
I've
always
always
like that.
found interesting. But
Yeah.
you know, do you know what I mean? Would you think or would you consider yourself as a daddy's girl?
Definitely 100%.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What makes you that?
I think, dads are just usually easier parents because
Your
because
mom's catching
smoke.
smoke.
Excuse me. Dads are usually easier parents, I think, because moms always kind of circumstantially have to take on the role of the disciplinarian.
Okay.
So the person,
We're just like this betong mom.
exactly, dad never hit us.
Yeah.
Dad hit me once and I almost died.
Not from him hitting. Whoa.
No,
not
no, not because of shy but because I was like, oh, you're my person.
Yeah. Njigela,
I couldn't believe it. Like for years afterwards, I was like,
This is how you do me, bro.
I know, but I could also see like the hurt in his eyes, which is why I was so conflicted because I was like, he doesn't want to do this.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's been so many years. Why would he start now? I'm a teenager. What's happening?
When's I last number? Look now.
That used to rice, okay, fine. I burnt some rice. I was young.
No, but you weren't paying attention. You know,
Yes,
so
that's
cheesy
what
rice.
kids do. Yes. But nobody knows I'm doing. Everyone assumes I'm thinking I'm going. Anyway, so so my point is yes, the moms are the disciplinarians, right? They have they
have to keep everything in order.
They do, and the thing is, it's not something that the parents like talk about.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens, and I've seen it. Like one of my friends has got 2 daughters, and they are obsessed with their father. She's a disciplinarian. She's a great mom.
Monster.
Yeah, but like it seems like monster
like that
behavior
to
to a kid
yeah.
because kids just want to do what they want, and if someone is going, no, don't do that, no, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But dads are like, yeah, it's cool, let's go. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, and it's like there's always this secret plot against your mom.
Exactly. And they're just softer to their kids for some reason. Some dads, because some dads
When they're
are
there.
intense.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
dads
yeah,
are the
yeah.
disciplinarians.
Yes, correct.
I
It's
don't think
so-
it happens as often though.
Yeah.
But when the dads are the disciplinarians, you can just see it in that family. It looks like, "Yo, dada."
Yeah, correct. Eh, way.
But that's not just being a disciplinarian. It's also being like, what was Hitler? Dictator.
Yeah. No,
is-
he was a psycho, but okay.
Yeah, he's a psycho. But there's like such a thin line between
Yeah.
that dictatorship and the disciplinarian
Yes.
that moms scale so well,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, because you also always know about
Of course. And you
yeah.
want your mom. You're like, oh, I want my mom. Even though that
Yeah.
was the person who was putting you in line or whatever that you didn't like.
Correct.
But it's also just a sense of, because kids also need a sense of like structure.
Yeah.
They don't want it, but they need it.
It's good for them. Yeah.
And structure helps you in like your lives generally.
Yeah.
So I think subconsciously somewhere as kids we're like, yeah, my mom's got my back, bro.
Yeah. So again, we'll go then. So back to my question, but were you daddy's girl then? Because then you always felt like that's your place to go run away to. But the funny thing is, do you feel like at some stage that kind of changed then? Because now you know I'm a no daddy.
No, of course not.
But why not? But why not?
Because I want my dad to see me as like the innocent angel that I am.
But isn't that the best place to go to? And say, Dad, like how much is that central?
I tried this one time. Like,
Love it.
so I was in boarding school, as
Okay.
you know, some of y'all might know. And so this one time, so I only started getting much closer to my mom when I went to boarding school.
Okay.
And then
Because of this, I understand now. Late.
I don't.
In
I
those
really,
ways, Japan, you know.
Japan. You know, like,
It's like, I'm gonna have to explain this.
oh,
What is the
periods. Say it with your chest. Why? Why are you guys so like scared to say that word? It's the weirdest thing. It's just something that happens all the time. Period. Look at you blushing. Why? That's so wild. Do you want to say it with me?
No. Definitely not.
Why
Please.
not?
No, it's fine.
Look, I don't know. I think that's something that I still need to like investigate.
Okay.
But
Where the shift happened.
yeah, where the
Okay.
shift happened. But this one time I came home and I was just like, you know, and I was starting to like date and stuff or whatever. And I was just like, you know, this is my guy. And I never talked to him about this stuff. Let me try and see what happens. Knowing full well what his reaction would be. I know he'd be extremely uncomfortable with that. I know that.
Hey, God, hey, my time, I got that.
I know, it's very weird.
Yeah.
So because I'm like, who else is supposed to teach me about men if not the one man in my life?
Correct.
So
And we out here sharp
and
now.
we have to sharp, so she should know to steer me in the right direction.
Correct.
So okay, I was like, Dada, can you tell me something about boyfriends? He was in the garden watering the plants.
Heavy.
And you could just see like he froze and he was just like, oh gosh, is this where we are now? And I was like, yes. And he was like, Talitha, one thing I can tell you about boyfriends is that abalunganga babantu. And I was like, what? And I was like, but you were a boyfriend growing up. And he's like, yeah, that's how I know. I was like, whoa. So abalunganga babantu means those people aren't good people.
Yeah.
And that was the one and only conversation I had with Dad about boyfriends.
And after that, you were just like, hey, hands up, booze up. Because now.
Because he said he had one thing to tell me and he told it to me.
And you might come to him with, hi, ndicingubane boyfriend. And then he's going to be like, but I just told you,
Yes.
balunganga mchana
And
so
then
with
I come with a
Mantino.
heartbreak and then but Belungang, I told you, bro.
And that hasn't changed. Well, how do you feel about that now?
Yeah, he was so right. I wish I believed him. I wish I believed him earlier, actually. He was right. That was the best advice he could have ever given me about boyfriends. We could have had conversations for months about them, but that one thing would have been the perfect advice. Am I wrong?
I mean,
We boyfriend, I look now.
Lendon Joe, so I can't exactly say you are right. I have to say, yeah, you are wrong because again, our father, my boyfriend.
I have found my boyfriend.
But ke, topic for another day. Nina anwafuni those that are good for you. Nifuna la anwafunayo, which I think is where the problem comes in. You understand? But ke, we'll talk about that. Let's please park that.
Okay,
yeah,
no
bo.
problem.
But yeah, I think and I'm just thinking now to lendo ithethayo go ya wena bethwa time. Azange yandibetha mna time. Never. The only time he's ever put hands on me was because he was praying for me. But I had this thing, because I remember one day we did something. I disappeared, whatever, and Abuya sekelaiti wisbane, what, oleti lalne worry, don't. Also, parents are the only people that will beat you because they are worried.
How worried are you?
But anyways, so I don't know what I did, and then Oleti, obviously, and I think understandably so, was like, these oaks is a more someone is, and it's just like, Zolisa, get a bandwan. And Dad was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And he was just like, because there was two of us, it was me and my cousin, Uvid.
Yeah.
And he was just like, Abani has better than you are. I was just like,
oh no.
that was worse than the worst beating ever.
Yes.
Because I think at that moment, Daddy believe him. Because to me, he's this man, dog.
He's a man,
And
dog.
I'm just like, like, but not like because he wanted to, but he had mistake.
Definitely. No, definitely. And the thing
Yeah,
is, for him to be consciously aware of that is also like amazing because he's like, my anger at some point will like cloud my judgment, and I don't want to get to that place. And I think which is why it was so scary for me when he hit me, because I'd never seen him like that mad.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, I get why he doesn't hit us.
Dog. Yeah, that's the craziest thing. And I think also like, but also when I think about that kind of stuff, I also think about a lot of the good memories come. You know what I mean? And I think for me, he's such a dad, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and I think now, to your point, I've gotten closer to him the older I've gotten. But I also feel like I've always been kind of close to him. Mm-hmm. I mean, Ndima used to drop us at school every day.
In the mornings,
or at all the soccer matches. Bro, we said hi, time at talk, like.
But I know why he did that though.
Correct. Yeah. And I think one of the memories that stick out, Ndima, when he dropped me at school, used to kiss me every day.
Did he kiss you?
Yeah.
He never kissed me.
And put some lawyer any time at talk.
Someone pulls every time.
Till matric. I stopped kissing Ndima.
That sounds so funny.
I stopped kissing. Yes, I'm actually that guys, friends are not good. I stopped kissing Ndima. The day he was dropping me off at school, I was in matric. And then he stops the car. And then I get, Baba, I get, love you. I get time a big on, I love you.
I love you, yeah.
Crazy. Baba, I get.
Now
As in the looker, everyone need time. You're like those horrible oaks that were in my school.
Sorry, carry on.
So then when I'm now about to get out of the class, I said, boy, nanzi rasha majita, honayadlula majita never heard the end of it. I'm so bad. Then I got being on your super at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, I was so falling 30 times on a French kiss. And I stopped after that.
But how do you stop?
Funny, yeah, it's the morning I got miss no me funny. Then Gabugang, I'm like, boom, shop time. I mean, never spoke about it, and like I never.
No, he obviously was like, "Ish, I had a good run. I had a good run, but now my boys are mad."
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, that's such a delicate thing to play because you also need to become that person was by the time of an but also it's soft.
Yeah.
Soft la way. And I think, he just went against so many things of how a father is and how a father should be.
Yeah.
And just forged his own way. And I think for me, that's one thing that I'll always respect is that he decided to go to, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to be intentional about it. And it came across really well. And I think now for that, I'm a better man. It's really taught me like independent thinking to say, but okay, and it's something
this is
that
how I want it.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So something that I'll definitely like spirit, you know what I mean? And just one last thing for me is like the older I've gotten, the more kind of we've gotten closer. And in saying that and in going through that, I felt like when I was home this past weekend, so we're just chatting about a whole bunch of different stuff. And he's telling me, about his life. No. And then I was doing this and then I stopped doing this. He became such a human being, but he's always been a human, telling us about his experiences.
Yes.
About, hey,
Working at the bakery.
Working at the bakery. Hey, Nandi Shosha, whatever. You know what I mean? It's made him so much more human and relatable. You know what I mean? And we got to a place where I was just like, Fundin, there's 3 of us that are your kids and none of us got kids, whatever. He's like, facts, boy. Like, keep up the good work, Machita.
Really?
Did him Naibo, don't you want to have grandkids? No. What do you know? Did him know why? What do you see? Mind about now you want to have kids about Tambakum? Police every 2 minutes because they don't want to get told. No.
Yeah.
And it was just like, no, bro. The grandy. I did the best I could. I gave all I had to the parenting.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
and as much as it was a cool experience, it was a difficult experience.
it was a difficult experience.
Yeah.
And it's like, I gave all I had to parenting. I don't have any much more
To give.
left in me. And I was just like, bruh.
And this is the thing, like, that's so honest. And I don't think a lot of parents are that honest about parenting and how hard it actually is, right? Which is why he doesn't put us under pressure for grandkids. But also, I asked him the one time about his dad, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I was basically saying, you're such a cool dad. Like, how is your relationship with your dad? And he had a whack relationship with his father, which is part of the reason why he made a conscious decision to not be that way.
To rock, yeah.
He was like, I will be the best dad ever because I never experienced what it was to have like a dope dad. But also, how do you know how to be a good dad with no example?
Exactly.
But you know what you don't want. And you know how you felt when things happened to you as a kid.
Yes.
So you're just like, I won't do those things.
Yeah.
I'll do like the opposite of those things. And so I was just like, wow, that is quite intense. I mean, it happens. It's an example of life where, people grow up with abusive moms or dads or drunkards of moms and dads and either make a decision that they're never going to be that way or they're going to be that way.
Yeah.
So luckily for us, he went the opposite direction.
And he went all the way the opposite direction for Umdu who grew up like he grew up to, and I've told the story on TikTok, to allowing me, Bamandim, relax.
My dad's here. My dad's bald now. He's only got hair on his arm. Yeah. This one, was like, come, let me relax you. And he agreed. Xhosa man. Xhosa Jan yonke son.
I actually don't even know how this conversation came about. But then I'm relax, I'm fagi relax, and I listen when I don't from that to PT. And he allowed me to do it. I'm chasing lebe, yeah, facts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It was your first time.
Do you know what I mean?
Excuse me, right?
Yeah.
So he was easy and he was sweet and like.
Sure. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like I always knew that if I asked him for something, he'd just be like, okay, cool, bro.
Sure.
And it's obviously easier to like be drawn to that guy because you're just like, I can get what I want.
Yeah, sure.
That's cool. But a lot of the time he'd be like, ask your mom first.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also manage to maintain that line, but you never thought like, "Zamenzi pari."
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
When I got a little bit older, I'd be like, I asked her. But I felt bad. I felt so bad because I was just like, oh, no, man. He doesn't deserve that. I'm also being manipulative because I know I'm daddy's princess. But
yeah, amazing. But yeah, no. So I think in all of that, this episode is dedicated to you, Dad. And I know he watches. But but he only watches when I send him a link, and I always forget to send him a link. So I think I'm definitely gonna send him this link. And to you, man, and to all the dads also, I think out there, bras, you bras are like are doing a lot, and I think in my mates as well, I'm starting to really see Uguti is fagi effort as chef.
And a lot of your mates have daughters.
That's the thing.
That's so wild.
That's the thing.
It's almost like God is like, yeah.
So much
You
either.
were a rubbish boyfriend. Here you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like changing them or change them because it's something that you really see, even though it's not something that you will maybe talk about to say, but hey, dine girls, dine or whatever. You know what I mean? But so shout out to the Present Oaks that are really, really doing best and trying to do their best in raising their kids. And keep doing the Lord's work, guys, because I really feel like you are. And those that are not present, gaske nibene sazela sisenza baningalala ebusuku. Uthi nje uhleli nje uva umntana ekhala noba uhleli wedwa khomntu. No, because ayikho lena niyenzayo. No.
I'm laughing silently. Keep talking. I can't laugh.
Yeah, I think it's a really
It's such a funny visual.
It's a horrible. Talitha, money.
That's what is happening in my head. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah, so, but I think overall, I just want it to be a really positive thing. Shout outs to dads, man. We really love and appreciate you guys. And keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, big shout out to the fathers who are doing the father thing. Big shout out to the fathers who didn't grow up with fathers and are doing the father thing well.
Yeah.
Or grow up with toxic fathers or whatever that are doing the thing well. That's a big feat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's almost a bigger feat than if you had a kid. I think it might be a little easier for you because you had such a cool example.
Or harder, depending on the person that I am.
Yes, that's why I said it.
Because it's like,
that's why I said it might, yeah. So, yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having us in your phone and in your home and in your
smart TV.
In your things.
iPad.
Yeah, it's been a great one.
Yeah, it was a cool one.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. I hope you guys are happy with every week because the way you've been stressing us.
The new format.
The new format. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what it is. Thank you for coming out, guys. And
don't forget.
Sienza rongo.
Love each other. You use the wrong hand. Give me the other hand.
My bad.
Love each other. Let's go. Sibling rivalry. One more time.
What are we gonna say, bro? Let's plan something.
For what? It's been working just like